Welcome back to Cwpan Cymru, where we are getting ready to head down into the lower bracket for the second match of our day. The four players who were not able to crack the top two in their opening match, fighting it out to stay alive in the tournament and face off against the losers of the upper bracket final that will be happening straight after this. Those four players will, of course, be Belabruce and Magpie from the match that we watched, and maybe no real surprises from the other upper bracket opening match. It will be Shankleh and sister-twiddies joining us in this one as Babsify and comrade Louis locked in their spots in the upper bracket. And looking forward then to seeing how this match goes. I mean, Neil, any real predictions based on what we saw from our last match? I mean, things got close there at the end for Belabruce at the very least. Nearly managed to take down Killjoy.
Yeah, that was a very close match. I think we were very close to seeing Killjoy in this match instead of Belabruce. So, honestly, I'm going to put my money on Belabruce. I've become a Belabruce fan already from round one. So he's my man. I believe he's going to make it back into the next lower bracket match. As for the second option, I'm not too sure, as we didn't see the other match, but I do know Babs and Comrade Lewis went pretty far with that. And they did great that match. They were pretty close. I think it was like 70, 60 points between them. And yeah, Shankleh and sister-twiddies have joined us from the lower bracket from the other match. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure who I could see as top two.
Yeah, could end up being close. Hopefully relatively close. There is a bracket, if anyone is looking for it. You can go to E-Circuit Mania. I mean, I feel like at this point, almost the default for a lot of different Trackmania tournaments. Usually a good place to check, at the very least. But there is a bracket up. It's on E-Circuit Mania if you do want to check that out. As we get things ready to head on into this match here, I think it's time for another message from one of the founders supporting this event. If you do want to donate to the prize pool, you can, of course, head to Cwpan Cymru to still donate to the prize pool. I think at the moment, as last I heard, sitting about £175. We can bump that up by the end of the event, I'm sure. As let's see, who else did donate? We had Wool's Sniper, aka Shawnee Wolf, with I love Comrade L Uwu Ush. Or I love Comrade Louis with an uwu in the middle. Listen, however you want to pronounce it, that's fine by me because it's not my message. But yeah, thank you to all of the founders. Thanks to everyone who has donated to the prize pool so far. Some of them got t-shirts and those will still be available after the event as well. There will be some method of getting the official merch for Cwpan Cymru, which looks sick, it does have to be said. Now, I'd love to show it off, but I was not provided with a t-shirt for this event. But we won't... Look, Neil, there's no time for us to be bitter about it. We're getting ready to head into game. We are in warm-up. Magpie, sister-twiddies, Belabruce, and Shankleh, the four players in this lower bracket.
That is true. We are getting into the match first warm-up here. Oh, gotta shake the nerves off, because if you are bottom two here, you are now out of the tournament. You will be taking in that 8th and 7th place in the tournament, respectively. So this is a big, big match, and if you want to stay in the tournament, you will have to finish top two. Again, we're at the 100-point limit, reverse cut mode. Same deal as last match. Don't finish last, or third in this case.
Simply finish in first place in every round, I think, is probably a pretty good idea. Safe bet.
Yeah. Don't crash, finish, world record every round. We'll be fine.
Yeah, and it was definitely the case, even in the upper bracket, you know, we did see crashes, even from Across, even from Killjoy in our last match, you know, as they were struggling a little bit at times, especially there on our last map as we went back to Threesome. Killjoy was even just struggling a little bit with pace relative to Belabruce, so be interesting to see how things start to shake out. It does look like we are kicking things off, and I promise I will recognize the maps just by at some point. But it is McCluskey. I knew that. I definitely would have figured it out. Could be an exciting one to start things off here. We have seen one look at the safe fin heading into the snow car, but hopefully no one going to be hitting that on the first round here as we get things underway. Who starts their campaign off right? Well, unfortunately not sister-twiddies, who it does, oh, well, better than Magpie. I was about to note sister-twiddies, a little bit of a last minute filling in. Unfortunately, Steve not able to attend the LAN today does mean that sister-twiddies maybe a little bit less warning than some of these other players that they were going to be playing live on LAN in front of the crowd, so a little bit of extra nerves, maybe a little bit less practice time to be expected in that case, but Belabruce looking strong to start off round one.
Yes, that is the case, and my vote for Belabruce is going strong. I'm glad I bet on this with myself internally. I feel happy.
Mm.
But yeah, Magpie is having a rough start to this map. I believe he had a rough time on this map in the first match as well.
Oh, Belabruce, a little
And
bit
it's a
slow.
close match up in the front. Belabruce crashes out, and Shankleh is now in the lead.
Yeah,
Oh
running out of
wow.
track. I mean, look, there is the chance to fail the end here. We've seen it before, but that is plenty of speed for Shankleh, who will pick up a round win. Belabruce settling for second place, and Magpie never able to recover from that big crash early in the track. Takes the opening -10.
He didn't like my bet.
You
Scripted
know,
that real quick.
yeah, this is the rise of sports betting has led to the rise of match fixing as well, and Belabruce obviously betting against you in that case, I'm afraid.
Looks like it.
Ooh, and continuing to do so, Belabruce with a rough start, having to readjust and touching another wall. Going to be a long way down from the pack of three. Shankleh also a little bit of a touch, a little bit of an incident off of the start line, but has managed to regain that ground now, less than a tenth behind Magpie, and still gaining as well. Twiddies, for as much as I was saying, I'm just trying to get a point out here. Let me finish before you make the crash, Shankleh. Gonna drop back behind Belabruce, and it's Twiddies who, despite maybe having a little bit less practice time than some of the others coming into today, leading the pack.
Yeah, this is great. Twiggy's sibling here, making the comeback.
Yeah, you just swap those G's for some D's and off you go. Twiddy's leading through the final corner then, needs to hit the finish, but again, a lot of these risky finishes, not the riskiest finishes that we have seen in competition maps, and they feel like you should be hitting a near 100% success rate on them. I got the sentence out. That'll shake the scoreboard up a little bit, as Shankleh, who won the last round, gets a full -10 on this round. Twiddies managing to pick up first place that time now, jumps all the way up into first place after 2 rounds, and Magpie will touch off the start line as well. Magpie currently sitting in 4th place and having to release one more time through the opening there. Will at least manage to overtake one car on the way through. Sister-twiddies, they have touched the wall. They will drop behind, but better speed than Magpie through there. The battle for 4th place, intense as the battle up front is no longer intense, as Belabruce will go for a tumble, head over heels over the wall and all the way back into 4th place with a brutal respawn.
This will be great for Shankleh to keep his points up. He's
Twiddy's just clipped, just a little clip, but enough to
and
lose
so
5
Shankleh
tenths.
has touched the wall, and Magpie is now fighting for the lead. He is in the lead. Shankleh catches again, and we have Sister-twiddies in 2nd place, Shankleh in 3rd, and Belabruce is fighting for 3rd place with Shankleh, as Magpie is slowly coming up to the end. It's just a one final turn left. Don't miss the risky finish.
Ooh,
Safe
that's
sound. Twiddies almost was
yeah.
a little too close.
Yeah,
But,
it's like, look, 2 tenths
yeah.
is the gap, and that is respectable. Sorry, there's still action out on track. That was a snipe.
There's something happening.
That round was silly. That was silly. Yeah, exciting.
Great confidence booster for Magpie.
Yeah, is that, Neil, I gotta ask you, listen, plenty of experience yourself driving in competition. Is that the round that would boost your confidence if you won it?
100%. I have just signified myself from 4th place to 2nd place overall. I've told myself that I won't crash again. Magpie didn't tell himself that he won't crash again, because he has crashed again. And
listen, we all lie to ourselves in various ways. Maybe Magpie did tell himself that he wouldn't crash again, but it was just a lie. You know, we're better at deceiving ourselves than we are deceiving others sometimes.
That is very true.
Nobody was expecting philosophy on the World stream, but here we are, and it is a tight battle for first place this time around. Belabruce, with a large crash in the previous round after getting off to a good start, is looking solid in this round and could potentially look for an overtake here. This turn has caused problems. It has also been an opportunity. Twiddies went flying through on that corner, and all of a sudden the battle for 2nd place is tight. Couple of turns left to go around the outside dirt and then through the precision section. It is anyone's race yet. Belabruce further to the right, but Twiddies with the speed holds on for 2nd place and managing to go very well through kind of the last 10 seconds of the map there.
Yeah. Very good round. As for the people joining in just now, yes, round 1 has finished. Acros, Babsify, Comrade Lewis, and Killjoy are into the upper finals, while we are looking at the other 4 right now in the lower bracket. The bottom 2 of this match will be eliminated, and the other 2 will go on into the lower finals.
Yeah, all to play for. 7th or 8th place to play for, or the chance to move on ahead, potentially even crack a top 4 if you can do well in that lower bracket final. Plenty of exciting Trackmania left to play, and I think we will be heading on up to the upper bracket finals after this. So if you are just here to see a Kroos, stick around. He'll be back at some point. And then, if he really wants to appease the fan base, could lose in the upper bracket finals, and then he'd be in the lower bracket finals and could win there, and then a Kroos would be in every remaining match today.
It is true, that's possible, but as you said, Nua, you said round 1, match 1, few rounds in, you were like, Neil, you have to be realistic. And honestly, I think Kroos will not be in every match.
No, that seems fair. He did have like 78 points when everyone else was on finalist mode in the last match, or not finalist mode, last chance mode in the last match. He's looking quick. He's looking scary, and I think definitely the player to beat from what we've seen so far today. Although we haven't seen Comrade Louis and Babs drive, they were in that other match, and the two of them seem close together. And just looking at the times, they are closest to a Kroos in a lot of the times on these maps on the online leaderboards as well. So potentially something exciting yet to happen. Warm up ending. It's time to leave the venue behind to head back into match. We are on map 2, and we are on to Dieth. Dieth?
Our favorite map. Yes. Or, as we first said, died.
We're
now on died.
We're true died in the wool Welsh fans.
Talking about died, sister-twiddies has made the first mistake and died. Belabruce took a dip in the water, feeling it's all sweaty and hot from all that pressure, and wanted a little dip in the pool.
Okay, but let's not lose the stream, Neil. Okay. Hey, it's getting exciting. There are 4 players close together out on track at the moment. 5-10 separating first and fourth at the moment. Uphill dirt, always a chance to clip a wheel, but everyone playing it pretty safe there. Keeping themselves nice and far away from the wall, but swapping positions like kids trading cards on the playground. A lot of Pokemon card games, but they're swapping positions instead. And hey, there's someone they're getting a pretty raw deal out there. Shankleh losing out to Belabruce right now. As we go through this final corner, it will be Belabruce who locks in the second place. Magpie looks shaky into the finish there, but does still hold on to first. And a necessary first, as I think this map in particular, as we start to head really towards the back half of the match now, is going to start to solidify who needs to be worried as we move forward.
No, it's Deeth.
Yeah, it's Deeth. That's what we were saying, but we were joking about calling it died because we don't speak Welsh, Thomas.
Outrageous.
We
the whole venue is
pronunciation. Just you wait until I get to whose message was it? It was Doc's message on the founders list, okay? Just you wait, Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's in the future. In the meantime, Thomas, you're distracting us from Trackmania that is happening, and Shankleh and Twiddies have both made mistakes to kick this round off. It is Magpie and Belabruce out in the lead, and it is Belabruce holding on to that lead for the moment. That is relatively settled. 2/10 is the gap between them. Twiddies has made another mistake further down the pack, dropping even further away from Shankleh. So we'll stay on board with this race for the top 2 for the time being.
Yeah, I think a couple lines
Ooh.
from Magpie pushing would bring him right next to Belabruce, in which he does do that, and now he's one tech turn away. If he risks this fully, he may be able to overtake Belabruce, but that doesn't look possible. Belabruce into the finish, finishes first, Magpie second.
Magpie jumping very far to the left there. I mean, I think similar to the finish on our previous map as well, which was McCluskey. On a lot of these maps, I mean, we've kind of said the risky finishes are not the riskiest. You should be hitting them with a close to 100% success rate. But with that said, there is definitely room to risk a little bit in how you try the risky finish. And we saw Magpie jumping very far to the left there. Safe, but kind of slow relative to where you could try and go on that finish. Jumping further to the right, obviously a little bit riskier. You jump a little bit lower, but does potentially save you, a 10th on that finish line.
Yeah, and that's all that matters for him. I mean, look at him. He's the only one that has still 70 points remaining. Everyone else in the 60s, so that motivation has helped him. He's in the lead. And as we go into the round, he is fighting for the lead in this round specifically. Shankleh has crashed out, as well as sister-twiddies, but they are having a battle of their own in third place. Yeah. But the battle up front is still very close. And let's see who will take first place this round.
Yeah, I mean, 4 points is nothing to sniff at between first and second place. The swing that you do get, and that's, well, it's an 8-point swing if you want to get into the math between the two of them. But right now, it's going to be -4 for Magpie, barring any major crashes, and there won't be any for Belabruce. It is first place, 2 rounds in a row for Belabruce, managing to stall out pretty well on 68 points, tying up Magpie for the lead. As, you know, I said, Neil, that this map was going to start maybe shaking out who needs to be nervous heading into the back half of the match. And right now, I think that's Shankleh and Twiddies, especially if they cannot manage to catch up to Belabruce and Magpie in this round. If those two lock up the top 2 spots again, then we're going to have kind of a clear top 2 and a clear bottom 2 as we approach 50 points.
Yeah, this map has been pretty tough for Shankleh and sister-twiddies after leading the first map as well. And while we look at that, sister-twiddies has crashed again, as well as Belabruce. And now there's a tough neck-and-neck fight between Shankleh and Belabruce.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Magpie crashed. My bad.
No, Magpie a long way down. As the battle for first place is incredibly tight. 4,000s between them, 17,000s at the next checkpoint. They are going at it, punch for punch, wheel to wheel. They are battling it out.
If there's another 18,000 difference, I will have to donate.
$18,000, right?
18,000. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, it's gonna be paying that one off for a while.
Thomas is paying me like 9,000 for this cast anyway.
Oh,
so.
well, he's not paying me, so that's hey, Belabruce is sniping at the finish line. Great exit through the final corner, and your money is safe. It's not an 18,000s difference; it's 78,000s. Shankleh just a little bit slow out of that final turn, and I do like the final turn. I love the finish on this map. It has allowed a lot of players to risk if they want to. There are different lines you can take through it, and we have seen snipes there, and I'm expecting to see more snipes as the day goes on here on Death. I don't know why I looked at the scoreboard there to check the pronunciation. It was never going to help.
Well, it seems like a good Death for Belabruce, as he has won 3 rounds on that map. So it's going great for him.
Yep. And here was my threat. Neil, I threatened that I was going to read out Doc's message, one of the founder messages again, those who have donated enough to the prize pool for this event and the organization of this event to get onto the founders list, lock themselves in a t-shirt, and of course the beautiful skin that many of the players are wearing today out on track. Doc's founder message was, good luck to everyone playing, and a big shout out to Thomas for all his hard work. Pobluk.
There you go.
I'm going to need someone to confirm whether my pronunciation was good or not. I did watch, during the break there, a video of a lot of children cheering on the Welsh rugby team, in which they all said Pobluk. But I'm not sure. See, the issue is they were saying Pobluk Cymru, which you kind of slur the two words into each other. The end of the Luke comes into Cymru. Right. So, you know, like, my issue there is that I'm not saying Pobluk Cymru. I have to just say Pobluk.
Well, maybe we'll have Thomas chime in again and yell at us.
Well, I mean, we'll hope not.
Yeah,
we're getting ready to jump into our first round, as this map is... I'm going to not look at the scoreboard, Neil. I'm going to remember the name of this map. This one is the Wizzy one.
Yes.
This one is called Climax.
Very good.
Oh, I'm good at remembering things. While I was desperately in the Mind Palace trying to figure that one out, Twiddies has crashed out of the round. Is 2 seconds down, but our top 3 have only a 10th between them as they head through the middle of the track.
Yeah, it's a very close fight up top. After the NASCAR section, Belabruce had so much speed because he loves going wide there. He's done this in the first match as well. And it gives him so much speed. Shankleh crashes out, hitting the bump. Tough, tight dirt section here into the reactor grass. Magpie does have the lead. Belabruce goes for a straighter exit for more speed, doesn't pay off correctly, but he does a much better line into the final section. Maybe has more speed than Magpie coming into the final jump. It is so close. And he strikes with the water bounce.
With the water bounce. Hadn't even considered it. We've talked about, again, on these risky finishes, it's about, for most of them as well, it is going further to the right is the shortest distance, maybe saves you a bit of ground. Belabruce finds the way to go further right. They were identical coming off the bumpers, and Belabruce uses the water bounce to take a shorter distance and manages to snipe out Magpie in that round. That is a clean finish. I deeply enjoyed that.
That was beautiful. I
Kinda
think Magpie's stats are a little off because he keeps going to the left of Finn instead of the right.
Yeah, I mean, like, you'd expect Statsman to be able to at least measure the distance and, like, you know, figure out that going the shorter way might be quicker. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Maybe. Into the, again, NASCAR section. Don't want to slide out here. That's going to cost a lot. Everyone gets through pretty cleanly. Twitties held up a bit behind, but everyone is still fighting for that first place position. Anything could happen. Twitties could still win this round.
Yeah. I mean, with the three of the other drivers pushing each other as hard as they are, the chance for a mistake, and there is a little bit of a mistake from Shankleh, who will drop back into third place as a result, and a full crash there will allow Twitties through. Belabruce overtaking for the lead down to the finish line. Is there another snipe in the cars? Belabruce, he's so close to the wall.
Oh, my.
Bounces off the wall and into the finish, and that's just style points with the snipe in the last round and then going for the wall bounce into the finish this time around and still holding on to the lead. Calculated. He knew what the lead was. He knew he could do it. Full faith.
Yeah. No, but this is so tough for Magpie because overall, based on points, he's probably lost about 16 points like this because Belabruce could have lost 8 points. Magpie could have kept those 0 points. Instead, Magpie has lost the 8 points now. And this has given Belabruce such a big lead over the rest.
Yeah, Belabruce starting to settle into a position where it can be kind of comfortable in this match, and it's a scary place to be for everyone else in the match when someone gets comfortable, because, you know, Belabruce can start driving a little bit safer, could settle for some second places and still hold on to this lead as everyone else gets the worst of it. And yeah, I mean, even in this round, you can see Belabruce is not pushing super hard, is in third place, but doesn't, I think, feel the need to push super hard because, hey, sure, if Shankleh wins the round, that's fine, but Belabruce in second or third, as long as everyone else is losing points, that feels okay.
For sure, and that's what he's doing, exactly that, and he's really, well, he's going for it now, but I think the positions are pretty secured.
Yeah, there we go again.
Struggling in the back, and oh wow.
Belabruce was... He was a little ways back, but did go for the water bounce again. I mean, it's a functional strat. It works. And did close the gap by a little bit there at the end. Still going to be a first place for Shankleh, and a much needed first place with Twitties getting the -10 there. Now down to only 24 points. It is getting into the range where the last chance mode is looming large behind, like a leviathan in the deep, getting ready to swallow you up. Poetic, no?
Very poetic.
On the bright side for Twitties, not been having a great time on this map, but Belabruce has made a full crash near there at the start. And also, this is the last round on Climax, so Twitties can go and try and find success on another map after this.
For sure, but this is what Magpie wanted if he wants to win the match. Belabruce in last, Magpie in first. Twitties crashes out. And this looks like Belabruce will be close to overtaking for that third place. Yep, Twitties crashes again. But the fight is up front right now. Shankleh is so close to Magpie. Coming into the final couple turns, Magpie seems to have the better line and gaining more distance against Shankleh. Into the final little water bounce, and Magpie will take it.
Yeah. This is one of those situations where I think having cars on would have been very useful for a couple of drivers in this match, because I'm not sure that any of the other ones have considered the water bounce. I mean, look, in that round it wouldn't have mattered, obviously, right? But also, it doesn't feel like it's a difficult trick to do. It is literally just jump as you normally would, hard steer right before you land in the water, right? And you're going to get a better finish. And they're not doing it. And they obviously don't have cars on. They won't have seen Belabruce going for it. Magpie won't have seen how he was sniped in the round he lost by 4,000ths. But if he knew. Oh, if he knew, Neil. Oh.
If he knew, there would be a difference. But ifs and buts are always there. This is what has happened. And it's looking like Twitties will most likely hit final chance. Or last chance. I keep calling it final chance. I'm so used to cup mode.
Yeah. What was that? What was the Final Space? Was the Netflix animated show? It was pretty good. Kind of unrelated. You just said the word final there, and I don't really have anything else to add to the topic. It was a pretty good show.
That's great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It looks like Belabruce though is enjoying his match.
Yeah.
I mean, still has more than half his points remaining. Twitties very far behind. Shankleh at 34. This could be a very close fight for second place.
It could, and again, second place really the cutoff point that does matter in this match as well. As well, if you get third place, you're out of the tournament. You get second place, you get to continue into that lower bracket final that will be happening after the upper bracket final here today. Potentially a final map. I don't think so. We're guaranteed, I think, at least one more based on the points on the board. But Twiddies definitely fighting for survival. How are they feeling on Threesome? And hopefully a little bit better than they were feeling on our last map on Climax, as lost an awful lot of points very quickly.
Yeah, for sure. But we saw sister-twiddies again makes a mistake.
Tough.
Feeling a bit too much of the pressure, maybe. Also being just called in last second does really mess you up. Probably not well trained. So there is that moment. But Belabruce, as shown in the first match, he loves this map. I think he was very consistent here. He had an unfortunate finalist round, and he's proving here again that he's very good here. Almost a second lead on Magpie.
And
This is a very good map.
You know, I mean, with the format being the way it is, we're going to see the first map of the map pack with 4 maps twice in most matches. So if Belabruce does manage to go on, lock in the first place in this round, first place in the round, as that was relatively close between Magpie and Shankleh then at the finish line as well. But if Belabruce wins this match, moves on to the lower bracket final, I think if you're a Belabruce fan, as I know you are yourself, Neil, hoping to see Threesome as the first map to pop up.
For sure, yeah.
Potentially a little bit of an edge available there by playing the map twice, as sister-twiddies now guaranteed finalist mode unless they manage to pick up a first place in this round. And I guess we don't really know what sister-twiddies pace is either on Climax or on Threesome here, because we have not seen a crashless round, which feels harsh to say, but who knows, maybe if they can keep it crashless, there is a chance.
Maybe, yeah. So far so good. No issues, but I think it's just the lines are not working out for them.
Yeah, just a little bit slower here.
We noticed this on this map. In this map, it was required that you have all the tight lines, your precision is on point, and it's not about the mistakes. And we're seeing that here. He's already 7/10s behind.
Yeah.
And he's barely made. Man, he hasn't made any mistakes. It's just the lines aren't there.
Yeah, just not selecting the right way through the track. But up at the front, it is Belabruce just behind Magpie. And I think Magpie, again, has landed earlier, has made it through this. Slightly more speed for Belabruce, but not enough to make the climb up the hill and catch Magpie, who takes an important -0. I mean, it was 6 points between Magpie and Shankleh at the start of that round. Shankleh drops to 23 while Magpie stays on 36. And that feels a lot better than just a 6-point difference on 30 points.
Yeah, for sure. And now, last chance for sister-twiddies. This will be a tough round for them, but they will need to stop crashing now, because this is if there's one time to stop crashing, it would be now, because I think most of the whole match, there's barely been that many crashes except for sister-twiddies themselves.
Yeah, the
Which
classic
is
old
unfortunate to say, but
yeah.
But hey, we never know. Right now, Shankleh's behind. So
yeah, feeling good. And sister-twiddies driving fast. I mean, hey, where was this in previous rounds? A little bit wide, maybe setting up on that turn, but exits with a lot of speed. And yeah, as I was the old saying, you know, the best time to stop crashing was last round, but the next best time is now. Sister-twiddies with a great round so far, no mistakes. Belabruce, a couple of tenths behind, has made it to the end of the track. Belabruce with a lot more speed though, and hang on a second, as Magpie will touch, will crash, and Shankleh will go on through. Sister-twiddies second is good enough. There is a safe fin behind here. Who knew? My god.
Thank you, Magpie. Strongest in the world.
Yeah, Aladdin coded. Sister-twiddies, that was a much better round and a solid time. 53.9 here on Threesome is pretty good. World record is, sure, 51.49. There is a lot of time to be gained or lost yet on this track, but that was a solid round. I mean, did enough. We'll see. Now, is that the case in our next round as well? It is all 4 players off of the start line cleanly. They have survived nearly 20 seconds of the map altogether, which is... not what has always been the case, but it is definitely still a little bit sketchy.
Shankleh is indeed sketchy, falling behind, but this is going to help out sister-twiddies a lot. Shankleh finishes last. Will join him in last chance very, very soon. Not this round, of course. Still has 16 points remaining, but right now sister-twiddies is staying alive. I say that he gets a little bump. He's falling behind.
Somehow
Belabruce touches the wall, gets a small touch. It's all over the place.
Twiddies
Magpie's
exited
first
after the touch in second place and is going to win the round. Hey, that's Trackmania, baby. Sometimes dirt crashes are not as bad as they seem, and that was most definitely the case in this round. Sister-twiddies picking up a round win. Belabruce taking the -10. Frankly, if you are sister-twiddies right now, that's not what you want. You would much prefer to see Magpie or Shankleh taking the -10. But hey, you'll take what you can get, staying alive for another round. And we head back to the first map that we saw in this match. We are back on board with McCluskey. And as far as I remember, Twiddies did pretty solidly here.
That is true. This will be good because if Shankleh can just make a couple mistakes while Magpie finishes last, we could see last chance very, very soon.
All right, you're done. You're out of here. No. Camera's out. We're done with the camera. We're done with the camera. I mean, what do you want me to do? Thomas, get in there and tell them that you brought me here to yap. That's everything. That's what I'm here for. Huh? Well, all right, Neil, I guess you have to cast this entire map by yourself. I'm sorry. It's what the people want.
I feel bad for everyone's ears then.
Oh, no, it's beautiful. We've said it before, but thank you, Neil, for being here today. I'm glad we managed to find someone to sit on broadcast, because otherwise I'd have been sitting here by myself all day, and that would have been significantly worse for everyone involved.
No, I'm happy to be here. Not a caster, I'm a player.
Okay, but how do you feel about Trackmania?
Great game. I love Nadeo.
It was a player joke. Don't worry about it.
Oh. Didn't hit, Nua.
It didn't hit. They never do. But you know what is going to hit? Our last map, probably, of this match. And it's going to hit a couple of people like a ton of bricks, looking to eliminate 2 players. Twiddies has survived on Last Chance for a little while and might survive a while longer, because we've seen this before. Magpie on this map does not look comfortable, at least with the start. And I think that's going to give Twiddies a lot of room. I mean, Magpie on 22 points is definitely not safe on this track. Twiddies has full crashed and will have to respawn. And in fact, will drop behind Magpie. That was a brutal crash. And all of a sudden, Twiddies, after a great start, may be the player to drop out. Maybe our first gone in this match.
This will be very unfortunate. This is how Twiddies goes out after such a good run on the last map. And just one mistake has to respawn him. I mean, Magpie is going to have to make a huge mistake for Twiddies to even have a chance.
Yeah, the battle up the front is exciting, at the very least, as Belabruce is losing out to Shankleh at the moment, and Magpie is pulling further away from Twiddies at the moment. Looking for someone to fail the finish, won't be in the top 2. Magpie through safely into the finish as well, and that does unfortunately mean for Twiddies, one mistake is brutal on this occasion, eliminated in 8th place on the day. But with a chance. They came so close to making the magic happen and to really showing off the strength of this format. We love a bit of cup, or reverse cup mode, I should say, and I think Twiddies showed the strengths of it there. There was drama right up until that last round.
There was, yeah. But now it's just a very close battle for second place here. Magpie with 15, Shankleh at 9, so this is where it's going to get really tough now.
Shankleh is on exactly 9 points. The points have changed with only 3 players left to make it 9 if you come in 3rd place. It's rough. 1 round of a difference in either way, and Shankleh potentially will be okay. Might be okay anyway. That is a big mistake from Magpie into the wall, and Shankleh will cruise on through with a lot more speed to attack these next sections as well. So maybe expect that lead to continue extending as Magpie tries to get up through the gears and regain some of that speed. At this point, should be fairly equalized as we go into this wide tech turn down the hill, and everyone managing to nail it on the way through. It's looking okay for Shankleh to hold on, to avoid last chance for a little while longer, and in fact to put Magpie in a precarious position of his own.
Yeah, it's looking like it now, and Belabruce misses the finish apparently.
I was watching them. I was on board with Magpie, and I saw Belabruce flying towards the finish, and I genuinely could not tell you how he missed the finish there. I would have sworn to you that he finished.
Just wants to spice up the match a little, that's all.
Hey, we love that.
A 3-way last chance never hurt anyone, so...
It would take a little while for Belabruce to get there yet, but you're right. It is still possible. We are potentially going to see Magpie enter last chance this round. I mean, off to a better start this time around than we've seen Magpie often get on McCluskey, leading the way for the time being, although Belabruce is right alongside. And there's a touch from Magpie, who continues to not look particularly comfortable on the track. And a 3rd place for Magpie here sends Magpie to last chance before Shankleh gets there.
As you say that, Shankleh does make the big mistake here, which I think will solidify, unless Belabruce somehow misses the finish again, but this will solidify Shankleh getting the last chance here. We are getting very close to the end here. Shankleh makes another big mistake. I think that has solidified Shankleh's position as last chance for the next round, but it's not over.
No, it's not.
It's never over.
As we will get 2 players safely through the finish this time around. 2 tenths between them. And Shankleh could have just DNF'd this round. Yeah, look, you were on last chance anyway, but hey, crosses the finish line in 3rd place. It's not over. Magpie is on 3 points. Can avoid last chance with a 1st place, but otherwise will be joining Shankleh on last chance in the next round. Unless he can put Shankleh in the mud right now. Send him out. Lock in the spot in the lower bracket final. Does Magpie make any mistakes on the start line? Does Magpie make any mistakes throughout the rest of this track? Because it feels like we've seen at least one around. The trick is for Shankleh to not make a bigger one.
That is true. This is one of Magpie's, wouldn't say better maps of his, but this is a big moment for Shankleh where he can maybe overtake here. Of course, the match will continue if Belabruce finishes last. Magpie will not get last chance if he finishes first here. I believe it's only -2 points.
Yeah.
For first, so. But the fight is close.
It is close, and through that downhill drift we go, and it's nailed by Belabruce. It's good by Shankleh as well, and Magpie has lost ground to both other players, and this is all of a sudden turned on its head with 1 downhill drift. Nobody allowed to miss the finish right now, and it will be Shankleh winning the round. Belabruce in 2nd, and Magpie with a 3rd place, dropping to last chance.
Double last chance. Who would have thunk it?
It's spicy. And I mean, hey, that's it for McCluskey as well. And I think that has to be a sigh of relief for Magpie, who was straight up not having a good time, bro.
Yeah. This is going to be tough, but now we're on to our favorite map, Dieth.
Yep. Doc asks in chat if we have seen anyone use the snow car finish yet, and the answer is yes, we have seen it on 1 occasion.
Yes, we have.
And who was it? Belabruce who made the pun in chat immediately afterwards?
Yes, no way.
Snow way. Which, I mean, I think that we should make a push to make all safe fins incorporate the snow car, because then it could just become known as the snow way.
The snow way.
Like, hey, you gotta take a safe in, it's the snow way. And like, it's a pun on no way, and because it's the safe in, it's kind of slow way as well. There's layers to it.
there's levels to this joke.
Not many, and honestly, they're pretty close together. But like, you know, technically, there is more than one joke there. We head then back to our last track, almost definitely at this point, right? I actually do not know if there's a way that this is not our last track, because we have 4 rounds. If Belabruce lost 3, then would also be on last chance, and then, yeah, someone would have to lose. So it is our last track, guaranteed at this point. And we will get ready on Dieth to lock in a top 2 that is heading forward into the lower bracket final.
Yeah, this will be a very pressured round for both Magpie and Shankleh. I'm excited to see what these guys do in this final section on the tech turn, because everyone's going to be pushing that one.
Yeah.
If they're neck and neck like they are right now, it's just going to be full risk onto that last turn. And right now it's looking like Shankleh falling back just a little bit behind, getting more extra speed from the wood. But it's Magpie and Belabruce keeping up top, and Shankleh's going to have to push if he wants to stay in for the next match, or he's going to be eliminated from the tournament. As I say that, he makes the first mistake.
Yeah.
And this is looking a little more tough.
Yeah, was pushing, but pushed a little bit too hard. Inside on the dirt, losing control of the car and slamming an outside wall means that Magpie and Belabruce are a second ahead. And barring any mistakes, that is it for Shankleh's day. That is it for Shankleh's tournament. Magpie touches a wall. How close is Shankleh? No, he's made another mistake. He's 4 seconds behind. And Shankleh will unfortunately drop out in 3rd in this round, 3rd in the match, and it is Magpie and Belabruce who lock in their spot in the top 2, who will move forward in this lower bracket and get a chance to take on the 2 losers of our upper bracket final.
That's great. I mean, I believe Shankleh did give up at the end there.
Yeah, a little bit, which is unfortunate. Hey, good effort there with the people in the venue. They tried to hold a phone up to camera. They tried to let chat see, but they couldn't see it. They could not see it. So unlucky guys, and unlucky once again to Shankleh and Twiddies, who again, really good effort, made it close. I mean, you know, we're focusing there on Shankleh getting very close at the end, one round unfortunately dropping out, but Twiddies made a fight of it as well. Very nearly managed to stay in on the previous map, and one mistake in that case as well was all it took to actually decide the match for them. It got close. Neil, it's going to keep getting closer. We're going to head, I think, to a very quick break and come back when the upper bracket final players are ready to go. So yeah, quick break, enjoy yourselves at the venue, and we will see you all shortly. Okay, listen, look, it's been confirmed in messages that I've only just seen that in fact the upper final was concurrent and was also going on at the same time as that match, which does mean that both matches are over. So yeah, it is Babs dropping down alongside someone else. Who else was in that match? Killjoy and Babs. Killjoy and Babs will drop down to the lower final. So we're going to go back to break, but be aware that we're going into a lower final, which will feature Babsify, Killjoy, Belabruce, and Magpie, and that should be a fun one. So yeah, just a quick break back to us, and we'll go back. Okay, we'll see it. See it.